Well, reaction time.
नरेंद्र मोदी को देंगे
उसी तरह से। अब तो हम तो सीक्वेंस में आ रहे हैं, लेकिन आपको तो धैर्य नहीं है, आपको तो नरेंद्र मोदी का केवल सुनना है, बाकी कुछ आपको बाकी तो कुछ दिखाई ही नहीं देता।
प्रश्न कर रहा हूं जो मौजूदा
आज की मीडिया का यही नियम है कि उनको नरेंद्र मोदी की सिवाय कोई बात करो उनको सुनना ही नहीं है। राम जन्मभूमि का आप पूछते हैं किसको श्रेय जाएगा, हम एक सिलसिलेवार 500 साल से लेकर के बताते आ रहे हैं। अगर आप धीरज रखते तो नरेंद्र मोदी का भी नाम आता।
बिल्कुल।
I am just waiting for the media to label Shankaracharya as leftist, urban Naxal or Congressy, or maybe they will start a petition to send Shankaracharya to Pakistan. You never know.
राम राज आर्थिक और सामाजिक दोनों के निर्माण में अभी बहुत कार्य बाकी है और एक क्षण भी अब व्यर्थ करने के लिए हमारे पास नहीं है। मैं तो यही कहूंगा कि 23 जनवरी से ही इस राम राज्य का निर्माण हमें करना शुरू होना पड़ेगा। लेकिन क्या ऐसे राम राज्य की कल्पना हम कर भी सकते हैं या यह भी विशफुल थिंकिंग हो गया है?
Yeah, I agree with Akash Banerjee. I think he's calling for the Ram Rajya in terms of social and economic reforms. And I agree, 22nd January, the inauguration of Ram Temple should not only be celebrated for the inauguration of the temple, but at the same time, it should be determined as a point in the history of India where people actually decided that, okay, the religious stuff is in the past now, and now we really need to focus on the Ram Rajya on the ground, not just in the temple. Fair point.
If there is a set of people who believe that you can always build a hospital at a contentious place of worship, those set of people will never find anything wrong with anybody entering the country. That in sum and substance is the problem. That you don't seem to understand where you're supposed to be Udarvadi and where you're supposed to hold your positions. To my mind, that is not secularism, that is rank stupidity and ignorance. Or if you decide to cede space to a certain thought process which is hell-bent on imposing itself, then you're not doing it only for your lifetime, you're also doing it for the future.
No, I agree with Jai Sai Deepak that temple, education institutions and hospitals, they serve different purposes. And the definition of secularism is not to give away your stand just to pave way for a thought process which is very imposing. But I've never seen intellectuals like JST talking about hospitals and educational institutions in general without connecting them with the temple also. And that's not a great situation to have.
वो कह रहे हैं हाँ राम मंदिर, मुझे बड़ी खुशी है राम मंदिर वहाँ बन रहा है। 20 साल पहले ये उन्हीं लोगों में से थे। मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि वहां पे स्कूल बनाओ, अस्पताल बनाओ, नीचे तो था ही नहीं मंदिर ये है। मैं अभी इनसे ये टेस्ट ले रहा हूं मैं इनका, इसीलिए मैं बार बार इस पे कह रहा हूं कि ये आस्था का सवाल नहीं है नाविका जी। मेरे जैसा डार्विनियन एथिस्ट ये चाहता है, ये सिविलाइजेशनल इशू है।
I totally agree with Anand Ranganathan when he says that Ram Temple is not a religious issue, it's a civilizational issue. Because for the majority of people in India, the way of Ram is the basis of the civilization. But at the same time, many people have used Ram Temple as a tool to polarize people, for violence, for political gain. That is also true. And I think Anand Ranganathan is aware of that. I would love to see him address that issue also in one of his debates someday.
There is only one temple dedicated to a specific deity who happens to be a brahmachari, and in that particular place there is a restriction for a particular age group, not because of menstruation but because he is a brahmachari. And we are being told that that practice needs to be necessarily compared with untouchability. Where is the sense of proportion in this debate? It doesn't make a difference if India is a secular country or not, because a place of worship is not a secular place.
Okay, I get his point. I think he's talking about the Sabrimala temple, which is in the memory of a deity who was brahmachari. And that is why the women are not allowed in that temple. And I agree, there's no sense of proportion when we try to compare it to untouchability. But that definition should be applied on all the religious places of all religions. If somebody tries to get inside Golden Temple with a face paint, even if it's Indian flag, and they are not allowed to get into Golden Temple, then we should not call them anti-Indians.
Talk about cow slaughter, sir. Yeah. Sir, you are in power in all the northeast states. Can you please bring a bill over there? Why are you not doing it?
I'll tell you.
Please do it, sir.
I'll tell you. You have repeatedly said this many times. We Hindus believe that the breed called Bos indicus is the sacred cow. The cow in northeast is Bos taurus. We have no reason to protect them. And Bos indicus is the only breed that we shall protect as sacred, and Northeast is free to eat the cow. They call it cow, but it is not a cow.
I mean, come on now, Swami. Let's not force caste system on cows now. And if we do, are we training the Gorakshaks in the art of identifying the breed of the cow? I mean, it's a fair ask. And look at those people applauding him. I mean, that's sheer stupidity.
अयोध्या के लिए ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा और ट्रेन हम लगा सकें, ताकि लोगों में बहुत उत्साह है अयोध्या जी जाके रामलला के दर्शन करने के लिए। तो प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के बाद हम जो कोशिश करेंगे कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग, ज़्यादा और ट्रेन जो हैं वो अयोध्या जी के लिए जा सकें।
Arvind Kejriwal saying the word Ram Lala. It sounds as fake as those NRIs who are suddenly pretending to be nationalists, you know, making all that shitload of money in those foreign countries for decades, and now suddenly they are like, oh, we never got that respect in these countries until Modi came into the picture. Okay, that's it for today. Subscribe.